We don't talk about Jill Stein very much. I don't have very strong feelings about her. I'll give you just my sort of general 1 minute sort of opinion on the Green Party, which is that I think, several years ago, I read about this recently. I was looking the Green Party up. There was actually a Green Party state senator, I want to say in Maine, who sounded like he did a very, very good work in the state Senate. There are Green Party officials in a handful of local offices across the country. I think there might be one mayor right now in California in a small city, or certainly at least city council. But, the political footprint of the Green Party is absolutely minuscule. And I think that, the political dynamics of like 2000, arguably, that was the best kind of national election they ran on the premise of reaching a high enough number to get national funds, federally matching funds, which I believe would have been 5%, I want to say. But the bottom line is I just don't have much faith or interest in just sort of presidential sort of morality exercises. I think if you want a third party, you got to build it from the ground up. Number two, I like Jill Stein, and we'll get into pieces of her. And I think that she's from Massachusetts. She's done very, very good work. But I also think that if you're going to run the type of campaign that they're running, which is just sort of a message symbolism campaign, you need to consider finding somebody who has, frankly, like, I don't know, someone like Mark Ruffalo or something. I mean, someone who will get constant media attention, knows how to do press, and maybe could do some of these things a bit more effectively. At any rate, first, in that sort of spirit of criticism, this is Jill Stein talking about why Hillary is too big to jail. Now, I have no problem with criticizing Hillary. In fact, I think I've said on this show there might even be some differences in terms of some of the opinion on this show. I think that certainly some people want to shut down debate on Hillary, and I'm not sanguine about her presidency at all. But I also definitely think that there is a far right-wing contingent of people who do want to delegitimize and destroy Hillary. And it's not something I want to be a part of, and it's not something that I would play to. It's not relevant in any way to building a Green Party coalition. So on CNN, Jill Stein had this to say about the emails and Hillary Clinton. This is at a Green Party presidential town hall on CNN from, I believe, yesterday.
Critics of Clinton have said because of what happened with the email server, and I'm bringing it up because you've been very robust on this issue. They say she has shown an inability to deal with classified material. She should not get the briefing. Do you agree with that?
I'm not. I have not been informed yet on exactly the nature of this briefing, but I will say she's under a lot of pressure right now. And she's being very carefully scrutinized. Part of the problem, with Hillary's abuse of the rules, she was sort of too big to jail on the rules, and she violated those rules with a sense of impunity.
Yeah, I think that's not only is it, questionable. I don't want to relitigate the email thing, but that is a very questionable statement, to say the least, based off of everything we know about the email scandal. And of course, including that, of course, she wasn't fully open about it while it happened. And of course, it was a questionable thing to do. I don't care to relitigate any of that. But to not use your political capital as a Green Party candidate to focus 100% on, first, just a robust, substantive left-wing critique of Hillary Clinton, of which there is endless room to do on her record on everything from war to trade to inequality to corporate power. And then, frankly, there's some areas that if you want to push that envelope that are far more fruitful. I mean, again, I think Sam mentioned it the other day. Have the Clintons been involved in acts of petty corruption? The Clintons have far too many, sort of relationships to every special interest imaginable. Are there even, again, it's a balance. The Clinton Global Initiative has done some great work, and there's conspiracy theories about it as well. But, if she wants to bring up like, hey, why did Bill Clinton, petition the State Department to do paid speeches in Congo, for Congo and North Korea? What about meetings that certainly have been, could be correlated with contributions to the Clinton Global Initiative, as far as mining contracts in Central Asia? Now that said, the story that came out the other day from, I believe it was from an email release that, when Doug Band at the initiative emailed Hillary's people, he emailed Huma Abedin to get a meeting with a donor, and people held that up as some, big smoking gun. The meeting never actually happened. So, it's very hard to disaggregate the legitimate and smart criticisms, and frankly, a lot of just conspiracy theory bullshit and garbage. And I wish Jill Stein would avoid that entirely.
Hello, you. I'm Sam Seder. Looking for smart progressive talk that is occasionally amusing? Well, subscribe to our YouTube feed. Subscribe to our podcast. Like us on Facebook. And just generally enjoy us.